Good day, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well, healthy, and happy on this June the 9th of 2025. Coming to you at 11:22 a.m. from the communist shithole known as Ontario, Canada. And I'm going to talk about legal weed. Now, you might be in a place where weed is not legal yet, or there's a good chance you are in a place where it's at least legal for medical purposes. Do I agree with weed legalization? Because it's a plant, I do. But I don't agree with the legal weed industry. That is the problem. So, legal weed, if everybody was just allowed to grow the plant and deal with the plant the way they want to deal with it, that would be completely fine with me, and I think that's the way all plants need to be treated. Terence McKenna was the one who said the notion of illegal plants is ridiculous and obnoxious, which it is. You and nature have a right to interact with each other. Cannabis is a plant that's been around forever, and people have used it as medicine. They've used it to make clothing. They've like hemp. You can make clothing out of it, literally. You can eat hemp. You can make food out of it. It's very nutritional, whatever you say. Cannabis has a lot of advantages. However, what everybody was worried about when they decided to make it legal wasn't just that everybody's going to be stoned and driving their cars stoned and there's not going to be any potato chips left. We're going to have a potato chips shortage now. What people were worried about is the powers that shouldn't be taking the weed, tweaking it, which this is a plant you can totally do this with, and I'm going to explain why that is too, and making it something that it's not naturally supposed to be, and therefore causing a whole bunch of damage to everyone who uses it. Now, I'm in Canada. This is the only country in the world where from one end to the other, it's completely 100% legal for recreational use, as well as medicinal use. Again, if they would just stay away from it and say it's no longer illegal for you to grow that plant in your backyard, I don't mind if they say you can't have big grow ops and you can't be selling pounds and pounds of it to people and make a business out of it. Okay, whatever. Okay, that I guess there's a part of me that even says people should be able to do that if people want to be entrepreneurs and whatever. But that's not the point of this video, so I'll stay away from that. But they didn't do that. What they did was take this plant, make it a commodity, and twist and manipulate it so that it isn't a good thing anymore. It is now... It's a scourge. Legal weed is a scourge. So there's a guy named David Suzuki who turned out to be a woke kind of idiot, actually. And the last few times I heard him speak, it's like, what happened to you? You were such a brilliant man, and you were the guy that, as a kid, I watched and got interested in scientific things because of him. He had a show called The Nature of Things. Well, David Suzuki once did a show on marijuana and how hydroponic marijuana that people were, scientifically tweaking, I guess we could say. The problem was there was so many different active compounds in this plant, and nature's the only one who knows how to create proper ratios of these things. Human beings do not. Human beings are idiots compared to nature. Nature is brilliant. Humans are morons. So what do humans do? Start tweaking it so that it'll produce more of this compound and less of this one, and make it so it'll blow your brains out and cause a whole bunch of damage to you. That's what legal weed is. So what do the powers that shouldn't be want us to experience from weed? Well, they want us to experience anxiety mostly, discomfort, and another reason to go to the doctor and get some antidepressants. Legal weed, the last few times I smoked it, and I mean, I've got a history of smoking weed all my life. Literally, I started when I was 14, didn't stop till, in the last while. I finally just, weed, I couldn't do it no more. It makes me so anxious and so paranoid and so fidgety, and makes me worry, and it makes me think of negative things, and it does all this terrible stuff to you. If you grow a plant in your backyard, you get good seeds, grow it in your backyard, feed it natural things, and just grow it by the sunlight, weed will not do that to you. But if you go down to the store and buy their potent strains of, they have all different kinds of strains, and the names are unbelievable. Death Bubba. There's death in the name of something I'm going to buy and consume. That's a problem. That's a problem. I'm not saying it kills you, but boy, it makes you feel like you might die. It's terrible. They've messed up all the ratios in the plant, and it's no longer safe to consume. So if you're a weed smoker, or actually, here's another thing I need to mention. Smoking weed versus edibles, eating weed, you are consuming a completely different active compound. When you eat it, your body turns it into something else. You don't actually get the same thing that you're getting when you smoke it. Smoking most plants is bad. Well, I mean, the smoke, of course, is bad on its own. But if you eat weed, you get a totally different drug than if you smoke it. I'm not promoting the use of drugs or marijuana or anything, but it's legal in this country, and people are doing it. I can't even walk down the street without smelling it every 30 feet. It's like there's someone smoking a joint somewhere. There's somebody with a pipe sitting on a park bench. It's crazy. And vape pens, everybody's got a little vape pen to run around with. People can do what they want. I don't really care. It'd be nice if kids could walk down the street without smelling weed all over the place. Really would. But they can't anymore. I heard one little kid say, "Mommy, what's that smell?" And two guys smoking a big old joint there. It's obvious what he was talking about. "Oh, never mind, honey, never mind. Let's go." I'm trying to keep him away from it. I don't like seeing that. When they first come up with the law and said it was okay to do it in public like that, I thought, oh, that's no big deal, really. But now I see that it kind of is, because now little kids are seeing this. So, but the weed now is making people half crazy. People are going to emergency rooms with total psychosis from eating it too, because they're eating too much. If you eat too much weed, you will have a bad time, and it will last a long time, 6, maybe 8 hours, till you come down to the point that you can calm down. People are ending up in the emergency rooms now from the legal weed that's out there, because the ratios of the compounds, I think there's 150 or 60 compounds in the cannabis plant. And if you don't let nature regulate the ratios of those, you end up with a product that's creates psychosis, creates severe anxiety, creates probably an inability to drive your car in a big way. I mean, I know what legal weed has done to me when I smoked it. Whoa. There's no way I would have been able to drive a car. Now, plants I've grown in the backyard, they haven't done that. I mean, I actually felt euphoria from them and all the things that people smoke weed for. The legal weed does the opposite. It made it really easy to quit, actually, which is one of the kind of surprising things about it, because you want your customers to return for more and more and more. And maybe some people don't get that, I don't know. But most of the people I've talked to lately about it, they wish it was all just black market weed again, because the weed was good back then. Now it's not. It doesn't even smell the same. There's something wrong with it. It's genetically modified, is what it is. And they talk about sativa and indica. Okay, so sativa is the more energetic one, and indica is, they say, think about indicoach. It means you're going to sit back in the couch and be a zombie. While this may have been something true years ago, it no longer is. I watched a video the other day called, what was it? They've attacked your weed or something. They've attacked your sativa and indica or something like that. Talking about how this is just it's a garbage line now trying to market something to you. Do you want it to be energetic? Buy this sativa. Yeah, I want it to be energetic. I want that. There's no difference. There's no difference. They're genetically modifying it all to make it all bad. None of it's any good. None of it's good. So my synopsis on legal weed, all bad. We never should have done it because we should have known that the powers that shouldn't be were going to wreck it. Eating it is better than smoking it, but eating it, you run the risk of having too much. So, and if you eat too much, you are in for a bad, bad time, I promise. You may end up in the emergency room or whatever in full psychosis. When I was a kid and everyone was smoking weed, no one got psychosis. That didn't happen. That hasn't happened since, well, it started happening big time when it went legal. That's it. So if you're a weed smoker and you've been on the legal weed lately, please leave me a comment. Let me know. Very interested to hear. I got a feeling a lot of you will agree. The legal weed is another drug altogether. They've genetically modified it and destroyed what used to be a medicinal plant.